Okay, so today we're going to learn how to produce a monoprint. So the first thing you do is get an image of your choice in black and white. You then turn it around. So you then use your ink, any colour you want, and you put about a thumbnail's worth of ink onto the back of the paper. So about that much. You then, with your clean roller, you then spread it and roll it across the page. Okay, so you make sure it's spread across the page and you cover, especially where the image is. So I can look back and I can make sure that the ink covers where the image is. Now, you want to get it to the right consistency. So it is not too shiny but not too wet. So what you can do is you can blot it onto a piece of newspaper. And you can see the excess ink then goes on the newspaper. Okay, and you keep blotting it. So there's less ink on there. And then if you put it into the light, you can see and you can wait to see when it's not too shiny. Okay, but you don't want it to go dry either because the ink dries really quickly. Okay, so that looks about done because a lot of the excess is on the newspaper. You then get the piece of paper that you want. Okay, any kind of piece of paper, a colour. You put it on here. Now, the ink will dry really quickly, so this is the part where you have to work really fast. Any pressure you put down on the paper, the ink will come off. So I'm going to hold it in just two corners here. Then with a pen. Pen always works better than a pencil because you get more defined lines. And you go around and you trace around the image. All the way around. So you draw around the whole of the shape of it, and then once you're happy with drawing around the shape, you then add all the detail, tonal range and the mark making. So I can see here's a darker tone, so I'm going to have here my lines closer together to show that darker tone, and where it gets lighter tones, the lines are then going to be further apart. I need to show the texture of the shell as well. So here they have straight lines on the shell, so that's what I'm going to be doing here. Then I'm going to start adding the curves and the detail here, using directional marks to show the curve of the object. So you have to make sure no pressure is on the paper, just the pressure you put from your pen. You're going to go around. You need to make sure you show the shadows to create that depth and also the full tonal range. And you have to be quick before the ink dries out. The more detail or mark making you have, the more successful your image will be. Now what I like to do is to check that and make sure that I have got each part. I keep two fingers down and I lift it up and I can check then where I've missed something. So then I can go back and then I can add further tone. But make sure you keep your two fingers down the paper because once you lift it up, you will never get it back in the same place again. So you must hold it down this and just keep peeking like this. You also want to start having lots of various different mark making. So you might have little dots, little dashes, maybe some cross hatching. So once you're happy with your monoprint and you've checked to see that you have covered each part, you can then peel it off. And then you have your monoprint.